The headlines about AI destroying hundreds of jobs daily is making you panic. But what if this panic is leading you to the wrong direction? In today's video, we're going to look into those headlines, the impulse you have to optimize, to raise the machine, but also the paradox that almost nobody is talking about. That is this massive hidden failure rate of corporate AI. But the real problem here is this panic reaction might be the biggest mistake you can make. So before we start, comment below please your story, if you've been replaced by AI, if you have fear to be replaced by AI, and what you do not to be replaced by AI. So how this is happening? So the instinct is that you need to outperform AI. And this is a battle that is impossible to win, okay? This is a lost battle completely. And that is connected to the same flow of the corporate thinking that is all about speed, optimization, and so on. Okay, that is not what humans are, it's not what humans are good for, and therefore, if you think in those terms, it makes things, okay, I can replace an AI, a machine that never stops, always work, always comply, and is cheaper than a human. That is the flow of the mentality. And according to MIT, 95% of those corporates that implemented AI in that term is actually failing. They didn't understand what AI is for, what is good for, what the human bring to the table. That is also why we can't think that we need to compete with AI in those terms. We need to understand that AI is one thing, we are something else. And we need to learn how to delegate the things that AI is better for. So we have a lot of those companies that start using AI with the idea, okay, I have a call center, I can remove most of my humans and replace with AI. Then AI started hallucinated, AI started to help the customer properly, and then what you need to do, escalate to the human. So there is a human that need to reply, and then there is other humans that need to check the work of those AIs. It's somehow the work is shifting, the solution is not there, it's not ready, and this is creating a really wrong environment. Okay, because on one side the experiment is failing and people are losing job for the wrong reason. So what we should do? So I created a framework to help both corporate and individuals to understand how to change the narrative and move from this machine way of thinking into the gardener way of thinking. Okay, so as a gardener, what you do, you cultivate your soil. So the soil is those human elements that makes you special. Is this your judgment, your taste, your critical thinking, your system thinking, your ability to implement true empathy. Okay, those are elements that belong to the humans. And at the moment AI it try to simulate, but it's basically failing almost all the time. And so those are your elements, those are what makes human amazing. Then there is the second point of this framework is I call it strategic weeding, meaning what kind of work we can delegate to the AI. Okay, so we need to think about, okay, this is a kind of repetitive, annoying work that is not fun, not very human. Those human abilities are not really required. Let's offload them to an AI. Okay, this is the process we need to implement. But then there is one that is even more important. I call it grow new hybrids. That is because AI can do really good work, but can't actually finish it. Okay, so it can create amazing drafts, but then the last 10% need to be done by human, because the human can implement again those judgment, the taste, the creativity and the empathy that AI doesn't have. So this idea of working with an hybrid way means that we can actually offload a lot of work, the 90% of the work, to AI, and allow the human to use their human aspect to finish the work. I'll give you a practical example. As a photographer, sometimes you need to work with a client and give, for example, a photo of a product with different backgrounds. just to present a visual with AI is really simple. You upload the photo of the product and you say, okay, put like I don't know, a mountain as a background. Give me a red background. Give me a forest background. Give me whatever. Okay, and the AI is gonna comply and do it. So you're gonna have a draft, an idea that is close, give you the feeling of what it could look like, but without much work. So the client can look at it, you can discuss with the client and say, okay, this is the direction we should go. Nice. Now, you as a photographer, you do the last part, which is the production. You create what is being agreed and you finalize with your taste, your judgment, your creativity, and make something unique, which AI is not able to do it. So my idea is, this is how we can implement. But let's look at a reality. AI is a moving target. Okay, it's a moving reality. Okay, it's getting better and better. It's improving really fast. So at the moment, AI has been overestimated of what it can do, but we should not underestimate it of what it's going to be able to do. This is my suggestion. So the idea of having a world where humans are gonna always be needed, maybe it's needed in some work, is maybe it's overestimating humans, okay, underestimating AI. I think that some work would be actually nice to delegate to AI completely and be able to free those humans to do much better work, okay, much less repetitive, degrading, or maybe sometimes even dangerous work. So that is a future that I'd like to see, where humans get appreciated for what they do and AI get appreciated for what they can do, and together human and AI can do something that is neither of them can do it. So thanks for staying until now. I really appreciate, and like and subscribe, and see you next Monday.